This whole story revolves around two people in the year, one of whom is named G, and the other is named. Today's story finally takes such a turn that will make you think. Well, the story begins. Gia, a girl who has just completed her college, but here she is found lying in a very strange condition. When it opens here, it is also closed in the east. Then he said that there was a seat room, only then he had to come there, who tells him all the information about it. As soon as he is named, he 24 is of the year. Her mom-dad lives in Atlanta, but the thing to note was that Gia had no idea about all these things. He doesn't even remember his name and doesn't even know what this world wants from him. Aryan tells her that she will stay closed till then, unless you really love him. He also tells him that I broke the ligaments of both your legs, like you won't be able to walk and can't even move from your place. If you have tried to run away from here or tried to meet even a little, then both your legs will be completely damaged and then you will never be able to walk in life. She gets scared hearing this and keeps sitting at her place. Now he explains that I will go to you every day. I will feed you, I will take Nina, but in return you just have to give me love. That too, the truthful one wanted to scare him by telling all this, and would have left from there. But Gia had only one question in her mind, that how did she come here? When she looks around her, she sees only that wall all around her, and after trying a little more, she sees a chair at a distance, on which his bag was probably kept. But how can he reach there? If he walks, then both his legs can be broken. After some time, the island comes back again, to give him food. But only after he leaves, she starts her work. He has to reach that part by any means that maybe his bag can help him to get out of here. So he somehow managed to carry that bag with sore feet reaches inside him, gets driving license and gets some makeup kit, which also had 1 minute in which he still did it himself and matches that driver's license, and he gets confirmed that this thing belongs to him. Only then limit comes in again. And in the meanwhile, a ball comes out in the garden, which was picked up and kept in the pocket on the phone. Now feeds her something so that she falls asleep, and after some time when her eyes open, she is found sitting online on the same side. Now he tells all the same things back to him that he said before. Was told what is her name, what is her age, where does she live, and from now on she asks me the same question she asked the first time. From now on it becomes clear that every other day Alan feeds it a memory loss keypad, which makes it forget all the things around it, and again it gets stuck and eventually comes to love us. But we don't know how many days this happened with him. But it is definitely known that Alam had caught him on his way to college, that he had his ID and driving license with him after some time when it opens again. In his own pocket he finds the ball which he had kept himself, but he does not remember it because he has lost his near memory. Now from here he starts having some doubts. Slowly but surely she had come to know that whatever was happening to her was wrong, and that Alen had brought her here by force. Feeds him, doesn't bring him, and also makes him exercise his legs. That is, he is not hurt in any way. All you want is to love her. How can someone love forcefully? Just realize that something else is going on in the mind. The same bar again goes to his mother, and Mirud is kicked out of it and gives himself, which shows that his head is also hurt. Meanwhile, we see that Len was watching him from outside. He starts coming inside, that only then he broke mine and kept it with him, and while acting of sleeping gives Vipin separately, and this time he does not go out but he falls asleep. The speakers installed here in the pay room. The same things were going on that congratulated Gia again and again. As her leg is broken, she cannot walk. He has been named so that he does not remember anything of his past. Now after waking up in the morning, he cleans the place, and that is when we see some change inside Gia. She does Ismail. She tells us that, can you bring me a book so that I can read and pass my time? Brings a book from Pokeran and starts reading sitting with it. Priya Gia thinks that he has read this book before Lanka, so that the book here is your favorite bhakti, and you've had it too heavy. Don't worry, I will do my best to help you get me back. After this, he asks her favorite coffee. After some time after telling him, he comes with the copy. As soon as he has already made it and Ziad asks me the same question, he says that I will do everything to get your memory back. That's why I gave you hunger too. But while playing with his job, he has now lost his memory. So trying to be nice in front of him. Did you live his bluff? Will she come in or will she be different in the story? Now after he leaves, she starts reading the book given by Helen, but she sees a page in which some strange words were written. To Sar Teri Mile Thi. When she sees him in meeting, there was a word in him. It was written that who wrote Dundo Pimpri and why. All this thinks that only then there is condition there. It is not known that he had made a special dinner for Gia. Today, for the first time, both of them sit together and eat food. Now all this because the woman also knew that Limit had talked about her rights that day. But man lived on his face, jealousy does. It says that I know that you have captured many girls before, and did wrong with them, and then later killed them. Gia is feeling that what she is getting from Hindu in the book must have been written by the first girl so that she can save the others. He understands that Limit is never to be trusted, but he gets angry and leaves from there after voting. If she says sorry to him, he would have forgiven her too, but it was just a show of his. Actually, she wanted Limit. Get angry and do some mistakes so that he can get a chance to run away. Now after this, she has also opened the bandage on her feet, which shows that there is no injury to her feet. Whether he is absolutely fine or not, how are you? Whatever he said was a lie. Then suddenly his mother gets well and he doesn't know how he remembers that the words written on the book were written with a matchstick which he himself had written. Equals. She finds out about a block that was just under her bed. Now she opens the block, so set in it, matchsticks are found. That's why it is clear that he was imprisoned here not for the last 1 week but for many years, and since then till today he feeds milk from gopis, due to which Gia's entire memory is slowly being forgotten, or one thing comes to his mind. Where did so many matchsticks come from? They spend the night and then they both have dinner together. Notice that they do candlelight dinner, and the one who came on matchsticks, she stole from there, and today she writes in the book that from today the game will be played from both sides, after which we will see. Gia Abhishek has started showing signs and can walk well, but when Alan comes in front of her, she pretends not to move. It was all part of his game. To win Helen's trust, this game goes on for many days without taking it every day. Every day Kia steals that matchbox and then writes something or the other in the book which she kept a little near to remember. There comes a time when Gia sees that in the form she says there are 2 picks, one of which is made of a chair and the other of the brain. Which way is it pointing? Gia is not able to know this. But something happens that Shazia never expected. When both of them are having dinner together, then he once again lived that I get triggered now. He remembers something about her, and here is half of the story that unfolds. Tells him that we had eaten this country on our coming, but you did not like it. Only then we see some lalbag in which Alam is in a different character, which proves that he has been with Gia for many years. For years, but then some such things happened, and because of which Gia has to stay here. What had to be done? But even after hearing all this, he could not understand whether it was true or false. After this, the closeness between the two starts increasing or deliberately starts coming closer to him. There was a way she could get out. Now he was waiting for a right time. After this, he brings her some paper on which the painting has been made, and she does so. Even a few days go by. One day is very happy, then Gia starts dancing in front of him, and then both dance together. But then once again Gia's memory is triggered, in which she sings some plasma where she dances with Aleem, and then he proposes her for marriage, and have just said yes. Now from here, where does it come in drinking water again? And today she asks Holland a question as to what had happened that day, because of which he should see here. Somewhere now it seems that the right opportunity has come to tell the truth again. In the same night, a friend of Alan's named, who was sitting in a room with Gia and Alien, was waiting for the plan of these 3.
To see, but only then Alam falls asleep in the train. On the other hand, Gia had a lot of drinks, after which he takes her to his house, and there his intention gets spoiled, and he starts doing wrong things with her. But Alam did not know anything about this. He was unaware of all the happenings. He calls his friend Max and how they go in his car at first, but they don't know. Because of which he reaches straight down to the house, where seeing both of them in their condition, he gets mad, and Niku is so hits badly that he dies. But on the other hand, when he tries to talk to Gia about this, he comes to know that she has complete memory loss, as something will happen. He didn't even think in his dreams. She went full-blown into the hobby and has been like that ever since that day. She remembers a few moments from her past and then she forgets, but Yolanka's love for her does not diminish. He tries everything he can to recover, but his friend tells him that now she can't be well. But you have an option. If you live from this city, take that bus to where you're all alone, and then maybe you can fix it. He had studied everything, so he also thinks of trying it, and then after doing live for a long time, just sitting on the small board in the office, reaches a deserted place, where she gives him a building inside which he brought Gia and kept her. He completely changed that building, and since then till today he did all the trickery that he could not get back all the memory, and then he started playing a game done. He started pretending to be a villain in Gia's eyes, with the help of which Shazia gets her pleasure. But he has no idea that by playing this game he is putting another doubt in Gia's mind that she is confusing which she can never forget. Hearing all this, both hug each other and start crying, but in the night we see something like this. Chwalini had never expected. Both very people had gone, and in the meantime GIC shake it up. The one who doesn't feel the same yearning and taking advantage of this Gia runs away from there. On coming out, he sees the open sky which he had seen after so many years. He feels great. She was about to leave with the board standing in front of her that by then she too is done. After some time, when her eyes opened, she was in the hospital. He tells the doctor that you have lost your memory because of your injury, but don't worry, we can fix you up. But here another suspense opens. This doctor is none other than Ananda G. Yes, you heard it right, means how are you. The prophet is also dirty. Laziness. He tries very hard throughout the journey so that he can bring back Gia's memories, and he is successful to some extent. But on the other hand, something is happening upside down. Whenever she wakes up from sleep, she always feels that someone has done wrong to her, and this is it. This is the reason that feeds by taking money. She is actually the pick of sleep less and not me blouse so that she can sleep. Bhojpuria was turning upside down with Gia over time. What do you think, Joy? Is he doing right, or should he have taken Gia to a good doctor? Why doesn't he love her no matter how much? Please subscribe my channel for motivate me. And share this video with your friends and family. Thank you.